And lo and behold, what did you get up to? Like 80 to 100 grand a month?
Commissions? Yeah, the max of them is 100K. Yeah.
So he made a little bit over $1 million in straight commissions in the year 2020 during the pandemic. Okay. Selling, I don't even remember what you're working for some company selling like some
coaches for coaches. That's how
coaches for coaches program or something that you were selling for a company.
Yeah.
Made a little bit over $1 million in commissions, and I was talking to Matt. And I was like, "Hey, we need to hire this guy. Mm-hmm. This guy's a stallion, barely speaks English, and he's selling to English-speaking leads. How is that even possible? So we need to hire this guy to be our chief revenue officer. We brought him on. The rest is history. So he's here." Been with us for the last year and like 3-4 months. So Marco, we have an event coming up. So first of all, a lot of you guys have been asking us like, hey, when are you guys going to do your next virtual event or live event? So write this down. We actually have an event on this subject next week. Okay. So we're going live TikTok. Love you guys. IG. We have a live virtual event next week, starting next Tuesday, May 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Day 2 is going to be Wednesday, May 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. Pacific. And day 3, the finale, will be on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right. Now, Marco, I know when you got started in the training a couple years ago, you were on one of those challenges. What was some of your biggest takeaways from going through like a 3-day challenge to learn about NLQ?
That's such a good question. So if I think about my experience, but also the experience of, so now we coach thousands of people.
Yeah.
Is really understanding where you at with your process. And that's what the challenge will give you clarity with.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go through a lot of like scripting and what you say in the script and how things are unfolding in the sales call, why you're getting what you're getting. Because most of the times people think, and you train, a lot of them is like, hey, my problem is objection handling. It's like, well, your problem is not really objection handling.
Yeah, it's like, why are the objections even happening?
Yeah, exactly right. So, like, how are you arriving in the objection handling phase, which tells me a lot of what you say about. So, what Jeremy is gonna do, and you can tell a little bit more about what we're gonna cover, is give you a little bit of a breakdown of what NPQ is and the scripting and everything. Yeah. And by the way, if you're new in the group, because I know we had a lot of people into the group lately. First things, welcome in and enjoy some of the training in the live there in the group as well.
Yeah, we got almost 20,000 people here in the Facebook group. We got about 76,000 of these guys following us around on IG. You know, we just started this IG account in November. This thing has grown like crazy, and we just got on TikTok 3.5 weeks ago.
I love on TikTok.
We love the TikTok guys. They're just the lovely guys over there. They always joke here. Where can I learn sales? Good joke. I love that. Ha ha ha. We got like 16,000 of you guys here in the last 3 weeks following us around. So let's talk about, what we're going to go over in day number 1 of the challenge. So starting next week, write this down, and you have to register. So we're going to have somebody in our team drop the registration link for you here on IG, here on TikTok, here in the Facebook group if you haven't registered yet. From what I understand, we already have well over 2,000 people that have registered. 2,300. We just announced it 2 days ago. I think the capacity we're going to take is about 4,000. So you want to make sure that you register. I would just register today, but because it'll probably be booked out completely by sometime tomorrow. We only announced it 2 days ago. So day number 1, we're going to talk about how do you sell? Okay, so how do you sell to today's sophisticated, skeptical, cautious buyers? You know what I'm talking about. When you get on your calls or you make a cold call or you go door to door, or let's say if you're in a B2B complex selling environment, and it seems like everybody you talk to just says, hey, I'm busy right now. We already use somebody for that. I'm not interested. What makes your company different than who we already have? Or, just all these different objections you guys get because your prospects are going to what we call fight or flight mode. So we're going to talk about how do you get your prospects to want to open up to you? So we're going to give you several different questions, and we're going to show you the right tonality to use to get your prospects to want to open up to you. Okay, I'm dead serious, like to want to actually engage with you, rather than how most salespeople get their prospects to try to get rid of them, try to shut them out, sales resistance. So how do you reduce that sales resistance? Okay, so we're going to go over how to become a problem finder and problem solver. Now, what does problem finding actually means? Everybody's heard, that's been in sales or in business, oh, you're going to be a great problem finder. But if they don't buy from you, they can't really you can't solve their problems if they don't buy from you. You can't be a problem solver if they don't buy from you. You have to be much better at problem finding. And that means learning the right questions to ask, but at the right time, that helps your prospect find problems in their mind that they didn't think they had. Okay, so we're going to give you a lot of different examples of how to do that. Once you learn that skill, just that skill alone could literally double what you're doing right now. Double your income, double your sales. Marco, when you learn how to become a problem finder, how did your prospects react to you compared to before?
It's different because the most important feeling that you want to create on a sales call is the other person to feel understood.
Yeah.
I think that's the basic of sales, right? You study human behavior, so you know that. So by understanding.
Number 2 is all about objections. Okay. How many objections do you get every single week? Like, I want to think this sounds really good, Jane, but I just need some time to think it over. Or, I really need to talk to my spouse. Or, let me go present this to the board and we'll get back to you if we're interested. Or, we already use a company for that. Or, I'm good, I'm not interested. Or, I really need to pray about this. How many of you guys get the I need to pray about this objection and you lose sales from that? I'm dead serious. Or I need to check my finances, or we can't afford it, or we don't have the fiscal budget for it this year. Call us back next year. How many of you get that to sell B2B sales? Okay. So we're going to go over several different objections. We're going to show you why you're actually getting the objection. Okay. We don't want to just show you how to overcome the objection. We want to help you prevent most of those objections from happening in your prospect's mind, because if you can prevent most objections from happening, what does that mean? You get a lot more laydown sales, right? Who wants more laydown sales? Does everybody like just every sale you get, like you have to just hammer through and you're mentally exhausted at the end of the night? I know when you first got into sales, I think you were pretty good at objection handling, but how did it make you feel at the end of every day?
Tired. We done 12 rounds.
12 rounds in the boxing ring.
Yeah, that's those stuff. Like that. There is ways and ways in doing sales, especially if you're watching this. I respect you because we all a community, right? It's really important that I think sales has never been a community, but I think especially in this place, we all a community. So we all know the struggle that we go on the day to day. Yeah. For a salesperson, you don't want to make it complicated for you. The last things you want to have is like, yes, you make a decent living, or you make 5, 10 grand or 12, 20 grand a month, but you got to go back home miserable, right? Yeah. That's how I used to feel a little bit.
Like you're in the boxing match every day. And eventually that's why salespeople are like, oh, I want to get into sales management, or I want to get a real job. Okay.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's because you haven't learned the right skills yet. Otherwise, you'd want to be in sales. You'd want to be straight commission because you make the most amount of money. So day number 2 is going to be all about objection prevention. How do you prevent most objections from happening, at least 50 to 70% of them that you're getting now? And if you do get an objection, what are the right questions to ask that help your prospects overcome their own objections? Jedi stuff, we're going to cover that day number 2, 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, day number 3, I don't want to offend anybody, but we're going to go over why your sales script or your sales structure that your company is having you use actually sucks. Just being real with you. It sucks, and it's the reason why you're triggering sales resistance. Now, it's not your fault, right? You didn't know any better. They're making you use it. But it's the reason why you're getting most of the objections you're getting. So we're going to show you what you're doing, especially in the beginning of the conversation, even in the middle of that first conversation, even towards the end of that first conversation. Or let's say if you're in a more B2B complex selling environment, and let's say that you're meeting with the board, how do you present to the board? How do you get the board to actually open up to you instead of sitting there all skeptical? Okay, so we're going to show you certain words you're using in your sales structure and certain questions you're asking that are actually causing your prospects to literally throw out sales resistance. And we're going to show you which words to remove, okay, and then which words to plug in instead for any industry, and which questions to plug in instead that's going to help you really understand the sales process and really make a lot of money in sales. Now, when you learn like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was saying this, which is triggering them to do this, what changed?
It's cause and effect, right? So the big one that I've learned is like, it's what's causing what I say. Yeah. So there you create something called self-evaluation. Mm-hmm. And self-evaluation is the biggest one in sales because a lot of people don't, you found that when you coach people, they are not willing to listen to their own sales calls, right?
Yep.
Just because they don't have a metric of understanding what's causing what they say, like what the prospect is saying, what's causing that. What we teach people as well, because we do listen to you, to the call, especially the people in the inner circle, is like everything that they say to you is caused by something that you're saying. And once you master that, then you, as you go, you will fix the objection. Because if someone is giving you thinking about it 40 times out of 45 times, you have an issue with your presentation. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
Most likely, right?
Well, and it's even the think about it objection is not a real objection. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I always get the I want to think it over objection. Well, I hate to tell you, think about it is not a real objection. It's not like they go back and like, I really need to think this over. And they're just thinking it over for like a week straight. They're just telling you that because there's certain words you've said. There's things you're saying in the call. There's things you're saying in the presentation. There's things that you are doing. And there's questions that you're not asking that is triggering uncertainty in their mind, triggering fear in their mind that what you are saying, the results you say you can get them, that you can't really do. And because of that, they're saying, I want to think it over, but they have a real concern back there. Okay. So how do you get them to help? How do you find out what the real concern is? You're not resolving the I want to think it over objection. You're resolving what's behind that objection. Okay. And it's more than likely some type of uncertainty you've triggered. So if they say, hey, I want to think it over. Yeah, that's not a problem. What's your time frame on getting back to me here in the next few days just to see if I'll be available for you? Okay. Oh, I can get back with you, blah, 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 blah. You need a specific time. Now, I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to try to overcome that right then and there. And I'm going to show you the reason why psychologically it disarms a prospect. Okay. So stay with me. You book a time. Okay, so what I can do, if you have your calendar handy, I can pull up mine and have you book a specific time with me. That way you don't have to chase me down and vice versa. Would that help you? Yes. Okay, we're on for Tuesday. Now, hey, John, before I leave, here's the point. That helps disarm them because they think you're going to leave. You've got another appointment for a couple of days where they're probably already thinking like, I'm not going to show up for that appointment, right? But you're disarming them because they think you're about to leave. You're about to get off Zoom. You're about to get off the phone. You're about to leave the office. You're about to leave the doorstep, whatever you sell. And you say, now, hey, John, before I leave, what were you wanting to go over in your mind just so I know what questions you'll have when we talk in a few days? Instead of saying, what do you want to think about? And they're going to be like, well, I just need some time to think about it. They're going to say it again. I'm going to say, no, hey, before I leave. So I'm disarming them because they think I'm leaving. Yeah. Hey, now, before I leave, what were you wanting to go over in your mind just so I know what questions you might have when we talk tomorrow? Well, I'm just not sure about this, or we're not sure if we have the money for this, or I'm not sure how it would work with our IT department. And then they actually tell you what the real concern is. And then you're right there still with them. You can answer their questions. You can ask a couple what we call diffusing questions. And most of the time you make the sale right then and there. Okay. So we're going to go over a lot more in detail on the 3-day challenge. So make sure you go register right freaking now. Look, if you want to start, if you're an individual sales professional and you want to start making 10 grand a month in commissions, if you want to start making 20 grand a month in commissions, or 30 grand a month in commissions, or 40 or 50,000 plus, selling exactly what you sell now, I can pretty much guarantee you with the tens of thousands of salespeople and companies that we are training right now, we are already training people in your industry that sell exactly what you are selling right now, that are making 2 to 3 or 4 times more in commissions than you are right now. They are not working 2 to 3 times as many hours. You're already working 8 to 10 hours a day. It's not like they're working 23 hours a day to make that. They're probably working less hours, but they're converting way more of the prospects they talk to than you are. So if you want to learn the skills that they are learning from our company, our sales trainers, make sure you go register. We're going to drop the registration link here on LinkedIn. We're going to drop it here in the Facebook group. We're going to drop it here in the Facebook business page. We're going to drop it here on IG. We love you guys on IG. Hey, we'll throw you a bone, TikTok. We got the TikTok bat phone here. We'll throw you a bone here on TikTok. We always get people yelling. It's like the hate mail over here on TikTok. Just people are just upset every day on TikTok. we're even going to throw you guys on a bone over on TikTok, and we're going to give you guys the registration link because we want to make the TikTok people happy because they're always like screaming over there. I don't know if the TikTok's going on. The TikTok people need a Snickers bar.
No, by the
They
way,
need a Snickers
if you had 30 minutes to watch us and you didn't take any sales call, probably you should come to the challenge.
All right, so we just dropped the. Thank you, Felicia, for dropping the registration link. So we love you. Make sure you show up next Tuesday. Will be day number 1, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Day 2 will be Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Sounds like COVID from Elite Striking. I'm not upset from Elite Striking. Elite Striking. We need to give that person a Snickers bar over there. Sounds like COVID. There you go. We love you guys over there. Registration link here, baby. All right. So make sure you show up. You got to register. If you don't register, well, you're just shit out of luck. Sorry.
If you don't register, go on TikTok.
If you're just registered, you're gonna have to go on TikTok and do hateful memes, I guess, with people right there. So that's awesome. So go register. We're dropping the registration link. Make sure you register. We have already had 2,300 people register. I think we're capping it at 4,000. So the registrations will be gone probably by tomorrow night, I would say for sure. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday, May 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you register and make sure you freaking show up if you want to sell more. If you don't want to sell more, then nothing we can do for you, right?
Absolutely,
all right. You just keep selling the way you are, making the same amount of money. So we'll see you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Mark your calendar off. The training will go about an hour and 10 minutes each day. So mark off an hour and 10 minutes. Plus, we'll have a 30-minute Q&A after. So mark off an hour and a half on your calendar if you want to learn the right skills that work with human behavior so you can sell a lot more of your products and services. Now, you're a sales manager and you got a team that you want to double, triple their sales so you make more money or more overrides. So if you're a VP of sales, if you're a chief sales officer or CRO, or if you're a CEO, business owner, you're an entrepreneur and you want your salespeople to double, triple, quadruple, well, what's gotten your company here? Their sales ability has gotten you here. How would it ever get you here? You can't. So we have to learn more advanced skills to get our conversions much higher, which drops your lead cost way down because your salespeople are converting 2 to 3 times the leads that you're spending. So we love you guys on IG, on the TikTok phone, and you guys over here on the Facebook group and YouTube and LinkedIn. We'll see you guys. Make sure you go ahead and register right now. Love, peace. We'll see you next Tuesday. We got to go out of here. We got work to do. We'll see you guys. Be safe. Stay out of trouble, TikTok. IG guys, you guys are good. You guys,
I love
the IG guys are pretty cool.
IG guys, I love them. Man.
Yeah, the IG guys are pretty cool. They're all waving at us all the time.
The TikTok people are a little bit agitated.
Yeah, the TikTok, it's like the wild, wild west.
The spell checks and TikTok. It's nasty.
Yeah, something's going on. The IG guys are cool. Facebook group guys, YouTube guys, LinkedIn guys are always cool. So, all right, IG, we'll see you. We love you. We'll see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, May 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Don't be late. Make sure you register. Love you. Okay, we love you guys too on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Love you soon.
That was good.
Bro.